We're going to begin with former President Trump's growing legal problems and the furious response. And furious is a word from him and his supporters. Now, sources tell CBS News that Trump's allies are preparing for, quote, political warfare against his opponents in Congress and law enforcement ahead of the midterm elections. The former president was questioned under oath in a New York civil case yesterday, and he asserted his legal right not to answer many times. Now, this follows Monday's FBI search of his Mar-a-Lago home. Robert Costa has the latest on the president's legal drama.
How do you feel, Mr. Trump? How do you feel?
Former President Trump Wednesday invoked the Fifth during a 4-hour videotape deposition in a New York State investigation into his business practices. New York State Attorney General Letitia James's office wrote that James will pursue the facts and the law wherever they may lead. Trump insisted he had no choice but to decline to answer questions and that he did nothing wrong. But taking the Fifth is something he has previously criticized.
If you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment?
CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman says Trump's decision was understandable.
Any lawyer worth his or her salt would have told Donald Trump that it was essential for him to invoke his Fifth Amendment privilege.
Still, Trump faces other ongoing investigations, criminal probe led by the Manhattan District Attorney into his businesses there, and a Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney on his efforts to overturn the state's 2020 election results. Meanwhile, Trump and GOP allies continue to lash out at the FBI over its search of his Florida home earlier this week.
Look, this is the DOJ run amok.
Pennsylvania Congressman Scott Perry spoke out last night about the FBI seizing his cell phone Tuesday. His lawyer says he is not the target of the probe.
Now, the president's house was raided Monday. Do you think they're linked?
Right. I think all of this is linked.
Trump-appointed FBI Director Christopher Wray declined to comment on the Trump search, but had this to say about the recent rise of threats against the Justice Department.
Again, violence against law enforcement is not the answer, no matter what anybody's upset about.
The Florida judge who signed off on the FBI warrant has been facing a wave of violent threats on right-wing social media where users have published his personal information and threatened his family.
Boy, Bob, what a time to be alive. There's so much chatter on the streets about everything. But what do you think all this means for the president's mounting legal troubles and his potential to run for 2024? He certainly is doing a lot of teasing that he's leaning in that direction.
The chatter publicly in the Republican Party, Gayle, is that they're all rallying around the former president's side. They're excited in the sense that they can have political warfare against the FBI and the Justice Department. But privately, based on my reporting, it's a different picture. This is a Republican Party that knows the former president in many ways is damaged because of these investigations, because of what happened on January 6th. And a lot of them privately feel like Mitch McConnell, the Senate Republican leader. Wait and see. We don't know the full scope of evidence here and where this is exactly going to lead.
I think both sides need to wait and see, don't you, Bob? Everybody's speculating, everybody's drawing conclusions when we really don't know what they have. True?
That's right. I mean, so many people right now are making conclusions, not knowing exactly what the FBI has in terms of archival materials they've taken from Mar-a-Lago and what the DOJ's grand jury is doing on so many other fronts. I have a motto as a reporter: assume nothing. We don't know where this goes.
Yeah. Although it's pretty remarkable when Senator Tim Scott was sitting right where you are, and he made that same point. He was beat up pretty badly in conservative media and by some other his colleagues in Congress. Bob, great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Great to see you in person.
Yeah, indeed.